Okay, let's talk about the R. Kelly interview with Gayle King. First of all, y'all know the Michael Jackson documentary has came out. Michael Jackson was worse than R. Kelly. The kids he was messing with couldn't defend themselves at all and were truly being manipulated. Unlike the willing teenage girls that R. Kelly was messing around with. Whether y'all want to believe it or not, it is what it is. Michael Jackson was indeed a pedophile. R. Kelly is a epipophilia. Michael Jackson was messing around with kids 12 years old and younger. R. Kelly likes teenage girls. Before that interview, y'all was looking for Azriel Clary so hard and wanted to see and hear from her so bad. And when she showed up, she showed out. I don't think that girl was disrespectful. In all honesty, there was no better way to respond to Gayle asking her about her sex life. Although she's grown, she's not a parent. So that line of questioning was out of line. What else happened? When R. Kelly said Jocelyn couldn't sing, I totally agree with him because we've seen all the videos that Jocelyn Savage's parents have uploaded online of Jocelyn singing, trying to sing, whatever you want to call it. To me, she does not have that talent. Now, Azriel, that's a different story. I don't agree or disagree with Gayle's line of questioning with R. Kelly or the girls. To me, she was just doing a job. But I also think Gayle man was already made up about R. Kelly before that interview. I don't think those girls are brainwashed or have Stockholm syndrome. I think they digmatized. I also think the age difference between R. Kelly and those girls is disturbing. Think about it, y'all. If you add both of those girls' ages, R. Kelly is still older than them put together. That's weird and nasty. Okay, what else happened? The press conference the Savages did shortly after. That bothered me. When they put the baby sister in front of the media. Everything she said was rehearsed. And they ought to be ashamed of doing a girl like that. What else? You know what? Thinking about what the Savages did to the baby girl, it took me back to the documentary, it had me thinking about Azriel's sister in the segment on the documentary when she said she woke up and found Azriel gone. When she went to look for her, she found her with R. Kelly. They argued. They had a tug of war with our Azriel. And then she was kidnapped and taken to a secluded area and abandoned. She said she didn't call the police because the goons that kidnapped her said that if she did, Azriel would be harmed. So instead, she called her parents. And when her parents flew out and came to the hotel, they had a discussion about what had happened. And they still left Azriel with R. Kelly. That bothered me because her sister was supposed to be there as a guardian. And when she saw something wrong, she didn't do anything about it. She ignored it. Azriel and Jocelyn stated on their segment in the interview with Gayle, they never wanted to be singers. They said their parents tried to force it on them. They also said their parents tried to extort R. Kelly for money. Azriel says her parents told her to lie to R. Kelly about her age and take nude pictures and videos of herself and send them to R. Kelly so that they can use it against him. Her parents denied it. That was disturbing. Why are these girls going against everything that their parents saying? Is what I don't understand, y'all. Something is wrong. Now, people went back into Azriel's dad criminal records and found that he had a sexual assault case on his record. When he came down to the Instagram Live and explained that story, what I got out of his side of the story was he's a drug dealer. And a police officer undercover set him up and used that against him. That's what I got out of it. I don't think that Azriel's dad nor Jocelyn's dad are sex offenders. I don't get that out of them. So I don't agree with social media with that. But I do think something is wrong because I believe some of what them girls said. I don't believe everything. I don't believe everything the parents said, but I believe some of what they said. And I also believe some of what R. Kelly said, but not everything. To me, everybody played a role into enabling R. Kelly with his mental illness. Because pedophilia, rapists, and epophobia is a mental illness. It can't be controlled and it can't be cured. Those people are always repeat offenders. They don't just have one victim and stop. They have multiple victims. And this R. Kelly thing proves that. This has been going on for 30 years. He can't be cured. You can't counsel a rapist out of being a rapist, a child molester out of being a child molester. It just ain't gonna happen. And once we realize that, and once our justice system realize that, the consequences with these people will be or should be a lot stricter than just a small amount of jail time and your name on the sex offenders list. Because these people, mental illness can't be stopped or cured. Now, moving on, after the interview, R. Kelly was rearrested for $162,000 or something like that dollars of back child support, and he's still sitting in jail. But what I want to know is, Andrea, is she employed? If so, where? How has she been providing for those kids throughout the years? Since she said R. Kelly done cut her off $162,000 in back pay of child support, in my opinion, is not a lot of money in her case. Because R. Kelly is a A-list celebrity. He's been in the game about 30 years. R. Kelly should be sitting on millions. And that brings me to this part of the segment where he said he only had $350,000 in the bank. And he went to the bank a month ago on his own. He's never been. That was his first time. And that was all he had. So he had that transferred into a separate account only he can control. Where the fuck all his money went? Without a doubt, people have been stealing from him because the manager, Demetrius Smith, he admitted to stealing from R. Kelly. So if he was stealing from R. Kelly before he left R. Kelly, just imagine what all those other people did to him shortly after, because that's when he really, really blew up once Demetrius Smith left him. I don't know, y'all. This stuff is just weird and all over the place. And another thing about R. Kelly being illiterate. How illiterate is he? So, when he was in high school, what did he do? Skip every class except Miss McGlynn? Kids go to school, y'all, 9 months out of a year. How the hell is this man illiterate? Is what I want to know. And it makes me think about his mom. Because Carrie Kelly and R. Kelly speak so highly of their mom. And I don't care who like it or who don't. This is my opinion. In my opinion, his mama, they mama, raised criminals, child molesters, and epophilias. So them speaking on her legacy, and Carrie Kelly to be exact, He the one that does it all the time. What fucking legacy does she have? Because Carrie Kelly and Bruce are criminals. R. Kelly and Teresa are pedophilias and epophilias. Teresa was molesting him from the time he was a child to a teenager. So she's a pedophile and an epophilia. R. Kelly is an epophilia. So what legacy? And I don't care what nobody say. A mama know her child. That lady knew something was going on with her children. She kept quiet about it, and she just hoped it would go away. She knew something was going on in her household. Ain't no way a mother don't know nothing about her kids concerning something so serious. You know when something wrong with your kids. Good mama, I don't even care if you're a bad mama. You know when something is wrong or something is going on with your kid. You supposed to. I don't know, y'all. That's just weird to me. It was only 4 of them, and that's how I look at them. Because that's what it is. And ain't nobody found Teresa. Teresa's name is still being brought up. Teresa's name has been brought up for years. Even in his book, Solar Coaster. He didn't say who it was, but he did mention the fact that he was molested as a child. Not by one, but by a couple of family members. But Carrie Kelly, he threw them names out there. That's how we know it was his sister. I think Teresa should be brought up on charges. I think that the parents that neglected their children should be brought up on charges. And I see people in my comment section trying to come for me about Rashona Landfair, the quote-unquote PP girl. To me, she's the PP girl because, see, first of all, her parents never owned up to that being her, although we know it's her. She doesn't want to claim that. So, to me, she's the PP girl. I don't know what else to call her. You don't want to say, hey, I'm Rashona Landfair, and yeah, that was me in the tape. So, she the PP girl. Nothing more, nothing less. These girls that R. Kelly encountered were old enough to say something if they felt like they were really being violated by him, y'all. They didn't say anything. The money blinded them. The fame blinded them. They were starstruck. It wasn't just R. Kelly being manipulative. It was these girls. They manipulated themselves. They manipulated the situation. Jerronda Pace is a perfect example. She went to a pedophile trial, y'all. She was on Bill Cunningham's show some years back for being a prostitute. And this was during the same time or shortly after the R. Kelly stuff. These girls had an agenda, y'all. These girls were teenagers. They were not retarded. Although Jocelyn Savage looked a little slow. I mean, I ain't trying to be funny, but that girl looked like she ain't playing with a full deck. She looked like she a little slow. But they know what they're doing. They making conscious decisions because they starstruck. And R. Kelly got a mental illness, so that mixed together is a destruction. It's toxic. Those girls are not going to realize the mistakes they're making until they get tired. Once they reach the bottom and get tired, that's when they'll walk away. But until then, ain't nobody gonna be able to tell them nothing. Can't nobody tell them nothing. Not even their parents. They gotta learn on their own. Living life is a lesson within itself, y'all. They're entitled to make their mistakes. They young. And the thing that bothers me the most is if or when R. Kelly go to jail, what they gonna do then? Because they don't have no experience. They've never worked. So what they gonna do? Continue on with their life without their parents or go back home to their parents? Because this is going to trial. R. Kelly is ready to go back down that same road again. And they think that R. Kelly is going to be in their life forever. They in it for the long run right now. They living in the moment. They not thinking long term. But that's just my opinion. Let me think about what happened last week. When he made Bond last week, people threatened the lady that posted the Bond. That was uncalled for. It was ridiculous. I wonder what they gonna do and who they gonna do it to when he posts Bond on his child support. You had people threatening her business. Y'all was out of order for that. I mean, ain't nobody defending R. Kelly. Me for sure. People have also been race baiting this situation. So let me speak on that. In my opinion, I don't give a rat's ass if you orange, green, purple, blue, white, or black. If you out here violating kids, you should be punished severely. Celebrity or not. Let's just get that clear. Yes, R. Kelly wrong. Yes, I think he's guilty. And I also think he's not alone. He had a lot of enablers. And it started with those girls and their upbringing at home. Everything starts at home with those girls. I don't know, y'all. This R. Kelly stuff is just too much. It's way too much. And another thing, it brought awareness, but the way I see it, it only brought awareness to R. Kelly and his situation with all these girls. Because we got some R. Kellys in our community. We got some R. Kellys in our family. that we still turning a blind eye to. And that ain't right. It's fucked up. Azriel Clary's dad make a lot of sense on a lot of things, but a lot of things I don't agree with his approach. But I do agree with a lot of things that he says. He makes a lot of sense. But I still think they were wrong for dealing with R. Kelly because he claims that he has all these resources and all this money to further his daughter's career. Why would you go through R. Kelly? The parents knew R. Kelly history, y'all. They ignored it. They saying they saw all the stuff on the internet. But he was acquitted. Fuck the acquittal. If somebody tell you, or you've been hearing for years, that somebody is an epophobia or a pedophile, you don't deal with that with your daughter. They was thinking about the money. And that's where they lose my respect at. Especially the savages. I don't have no sympathy for them. I don't have no compassion for them. Because they should have known better. We knew about Aaliyah. We've seen or heard about the sex tape. Everybody knew about the trial. Anything after that is excuses. Fuck the acquittal. The evidence was right there in your face. People don't say the same thing about you for years if it ain't no truth in it. That's the same way people did Whitney Houston and her crack addiction. They made excuses. And then when she died and they uploaded her bathroom of the drug den and all this, that's when people started thinking. And then when they did that being Bobby Brown reality show, people started thinking. But it was right there in our face. I don't give a fuck how good R. Kelly can sing. Or anybody else for that matter. If you got a reputation of violating children, that's a problem. Period.